Am I rolling? Okay, I'm rolling. It's been a while since I've done a video, because honestly it's hard. But the current challenge is to draw Frozen Fairy. Right now, I've done a lot of the shading in her, and now I'm working on Frozen Wings. So I'm going to start the wings right here, sort of kind of where you would have the shoulder blades go, I figure. And see, you're doing Frozen, so you want to make it look like icicles for wings, right? So I'm going to do some sharp edges to start. You're not going to be able to see the base of this wing right quick. And I'm going to have her wings kind of attaching right here and going across her here, and just do some sharp edges. Nothing smooth. Do I have it on? Okay, I have it on outside the lines. You want it outside the lines. I'll work on shading around them after a bit. So I'm going to draw the main icicle. Kind of do. I may actually want to do a little more shading on her. So let me go with a darker blue. I didn't even tell you my opacity for that. I'm turning my opacity down to like 15. Let's turn that airbrush size up to 58 or 48. I'm so sorry. And we'll just give her a little bit more shading because there's less light on this side. And also a little bit more color. And I'm just kind of, like I always say, let the flow take you where you want, it wants to, because it won't steer you wrong at all. I haven't done a video in a while. I'm remiss in that. I know I haven't been feeling good. My blood pressure's been low, so mostly I've just been trying to stay awake, honestly. It's my condition. I have POTS. It happens. It's normal. Honestly, I think it's been happening a lot more than I realized, but because I don't check my blood pressure all that often, I just didn't know it was low. As you can see in her face, I'm sorry guys if my camera, I don't want to use these brown colors, okay? Or these peaches. I want her to have a blue look, like she's been out in the cold for a bit. Kind of a shadowy look, okay? She's going to be like a blue ice fairy. And then I'm going to take this kind of, not the white, okay, this like bluish color here. I'm sticking with my opacity levels where they are. And I'm going to just do this. And now let's go back to this white. Okay, we got back to this white. We're going to turn our airbrush up to like, let's say 65. And you want that airbrush size very tiny because you're doing tiny details now, okay? I mean, you could probably qualify this as like, if you wanted to, a dark fairy. I'm not going to go that far with it. I mean, but your ice edges, they're going to be so freaking sharp. So you want your wings to make definitive wings, but you're thinking Frozen, okay? So Frozen means icicles, sharp lines, nothing curvy, and I just said curvy. See, I'm just, and like that, and then kind of format the wings to where you have shards of ice coming on to make the main wing body, you know. Usually I tell you to, so we're just going to, I'm changing my flow. See, I'm going with the flow here. So I am going to make her wings have icicles down it. I chose this picture just because I happen to like this template a lot. I'm undoing some of this, guys. I'm going a different direction with this. Damn it. Okay, I made a perfect score on one of my things. So I'm getting blown up right now on my feed, so. Okay. My husband's on the phone with his mom. Alright, so here we go. Size down, opacity back up to 65. To start with, this is just to get your like dark lines in there. Okay, and now we're going to make her wings like this. See how I'm doing the, you don't because I wasn't on the camera right. Okay. So icicles are easy because all you really have to do is you see what I'm doing is I'm just making jagged little lines. I didn't say happy little trees, I said jagged little lines. And so as I'm doing this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opacity way, way down. And I'm going to turn up my airbrush just a little. I want it a little translucent so you can see the skin lines. And we'll go back to 65. Gotta be consistent back down to 1%. And see how I blocked those wings in? See, they look like icicles? Now, you're gonna finish this with no lines. I'm probably sure that. Just kind of, think icicles. Icicles have different shapes, they're angular, it's frozen water. I'm getting ahead of myself. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. That's okay. And they don't all have to match up exactly with length, okay? You're dealing with ice. Ice does not behave the way like feathers or, but I'm just going along here and I'm just drawing out. Give her a couple pieces of short shards here. You're like, you don't have any hair on her. Not yet. Give me a moment. I hope everybody's having a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. My son's outside, which is why it's so quiet in here. And that's the other reason why half the time when I'm working on these, it's right as school gets out, or right now it's spring Christmas break, so I'm not even sure if they call it that anymore. Really long icicles here. And you want your edges to be defined because you want to see where that line stops, okay? So, but you don't have to have them all the same length, okay? This is ice. We're treating it like ice. Ice is shapy and edgy and I'm going to just make an icicle that goes down to here and sort of try to do that. Now what I'm going to do is what I showed you to start with. I'm taking my opacity down to like 10-11%, turning the airbrush up. I'm just going to airbrush inside each of these icicles I made lightly, so there's still some translucency in here, because water that's frozen has translucency, but it's also sort of opaque. It's both. So we've got all this. I'm missing an icicle. Turn it back up to 65. As you see, the wings are really coming together really nicely, at least the ones that back down to 0. I'm gonna fit in an icicle here and also fit in one here. And here's the thing, much like the ice challenge, frozen icicles are gonna have a slightly reflective quality. So add that little detail in, but do it at the end. And I'm just gonna work on one wing here for you. And then we're gonna work on some frozen hair during the same tutorial that I'm doing. Just because, for me, I did one of these a long time ago with the Frozen Fairy. I don't have her anymore because my update didn't update, and I ended up deleting my color therapy app, and so I had to start all over with my work. But as you can see, okay, add the little highlights where you feel like they should be. Again, go with your flow. Always go with your flow. I like to tell you that. Art is subjective. Anybody could do this, especially ice. Ice is so freaking easy because it's just a bunch of jagged lines. You don't even have to draw a straight line. And just kind of add in your accents to kind of really, really pull home that this is a Frozen Fairy look, okay? So you see how I'm doing that? Let me do this for you so you can see what I've gotten done so far. It takes away the lines. See, does that not remind you of ice? It could use some touching up, definitely. But the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take her hair, and I'm not gonna worry with this wing right yet, okay? That's my other wing that I'm gonna do after bed. So I'm going to take her hair and make it frozen. That's why I blocked in the whole background of this darkish blue color. So I'm going to start short of the ear here. And I'm just going to do part of her hair frozen for you to see how I do that. Okay. Oh, I can. My husband's talking to his mom about wrapping presents. My husband sucks at it. I don't. I've gotten it down to a science. You've been wrapping presents for 19 years for your kids. You freaking quickly figure out how to do it and do it well. You have to. Kids snoop. So do husbands. Just FYI, if you ever get married, if you're not married, husbands like to snoop. So I want this ear to show. And I want to add a highlight in here too. But I'm using her hairline that I'm already given. But I am not, however, using the hair that's there. I'm only using it as a guide to where I feel like the hair should be.
They do, but they're no longer 99 cents. They're like $3.50 or something like that.
It doesn't have to be as long as the hair for the person that the template, okay? So we've got 1/2 of her hair frozen. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna turn that opacity down to like 10, 11, 9% and turn the airbrush size up. And we're just going to brush gently through the white lines that you just made to make her hair look like ice that's been frozen. Or if you want, like Jack on the Titanic. He could have sat on that door. They could have fit 2 on there. He could have made it. She was so selfish. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the movie Titanic. It's not entirely historically accurate, but it'll do in a pinch. I've done lots of research on the Titanic. Honestly, I'm glad for a fairy challenge. I've been wanting a new one. It's inspiring to me. Everybody usually knows me for my fairies now.
Exactly. Oh, wow.
I mean, okay, realistically, ice has no lines. It's frozen water. But for the sake of the picture,
Save yourself some money. Then have a big cookout or something. The whole formalness of it all just rock.
okay. I'm gonna give the ends here a little bit more. Okay, so let's show you. We now have frozen hair. What to do? What to do? How about this? Turn your leave your opacity at 65. Leave your airbrush size there. Let's work on these eyebrows. You want frozen eyebrows? How about we make ice brows? Like that. And then airbrush opacity back down to 11, 12. You don't want your airbrush that big because you're just coloring in this part now. Okay? And then again, highlights, lowlights, 65.
I can guarantee that David, whatever his name's wedding was, Koki or whatever it is, the setting showed that it probably wasn't, and I'm like, it was beautiful, but I guarantee that wasn't cheap. Yeah.
So, yeah, basically, I'm gonna stop the hair short because I'm gonna put a fairy wing there.
But, I mean, yeah, I see the point of spending a lot of things. It's about, afterwards, have a good cookout, and
Opacity down,
some booze.
airbrush size up.
Freaking, yeah, just have, put a big stereo outside
And then
and your own dance
again,
floor and.
highlights, lowlights. Turn your opacity back up, please, people. Don't do what I just did. And do that.
I mean, like Robin's wedding was an absolute fiasco. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, she was flipping.
So let's look and see what we have. We're getting there. We're getting there. She still needs ice. She still needs the other wing built in. But for your basic start here, this is your icicles on your fairy. I'm gonna add some new colors in around here, like blues and stuff. But just as a basic siding principle, this is what you want to start with. No lines, no effects, just that, okay? I'm not done by any means, but she will look beautiful by the time I'm done with her. And that is how I would draw a frozen fairy.